What an absolute waste. This is the last picture of Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. He was supposed to be Viggo Mortensen to Aragorn, Ryan Reynolds to Deadpool, the Christian Bale to Patrick Bateman, but the Witcher Netflix showrunners had different plans. Yeah, well, he was supposed to be second fiddle to Yennefer, and so he quit. What a surprise. I mean, again, it's people that don't have any respect for the source material that want to take it and turn it into a vehicle for them to push their own agenda or push their own worldview. It's actually good that he's leaving. It's good that the show is dying because it shows that this type of mindset is no longer profitable or a thing that will make you successful. So I'm very glad that the show's dying and nobody is going to care about it after this season. And I think that people should, you know, more actors should probably do this as well if they feel like they're getting fucked around. Chris Hemsworth will redeem the show. Just watch. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. And they represented us, and we love them for that? Yeah, exactly. Season through, truly shit. True. No one cares about it now? Exactly. Why would they? Is still Geralt in my book? Yeah, of course he will be. It's going to be so weird. Now he's going to be working with Amazon, do Warhammer 40k. Shitty as it is, I'm glad he found another role or subject he really enjoys. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll be curious to see, like, what this actually is going to be. But, yeah, I mean, I think Warhammer 40k is definitely a challenge to, you know, make a show out of. But we'll see what happens. Hemsworth isn't bad, but he's in a shit position. Yeah, like, it sucks to be him, man. It really does. Because, like, you know, everybody is going to compare you to the old guy. And it's like, even if he's as good as Henry Cavill, he'll still be worse. Right? Because people will be like, oh, well, it's not the guy that we thought it was going to be. So it puts him in a pretty shitty position. It sucks. It's Liam Hemsworth, not Chris. Well, either way, I mean, it's just, I mean, to me, it's the same thing. It's like the actor's in a very bad position. Regardless, that's what happens when you hire people with social agendas in the creative sector. If your soapbox is more important than creating, then you shouldn't be creating, especially adaptations. Exactly. Yeah, it's bullshit. Most people with the greatest works were made by people with social agenda. Yeah, but the difference, so, like, this is really, I don't understand. Like, this is clear. Yeah, thank you. You can have a social agenda in your show. But, like, if you co-opt somebody else's show, somebody else's story, and then put your social agenda in their story, then you're wrong. That's the difference. Like, I don't know what the... Fuck. Like, I don't know what the complicated part about this is. It's really not. Writer's strike and actor's strike will kill the show anyways. Yeah, I'm not sure how long that's going to go on for. Yeah, but I think that, like, there are a lot of, like, every show, and this is just, like, I dislike this line of thinking, but there is some truth to it, that every show and every type of creative work is political in a way. And the reason why I dislike it is that I think people use that as a justification for them to push their political viewpoint onto a show by saying, oh, well, it's all the same. Well, that's not really true. I think that there are shows that have, like, a strong political message, something like Dune, and then there's shows that have less of a strong political message, like Lord of the Rings, or, I don't know, like Halo, you know, for example. So, yeah, it's disingenuous. But the truth is that I don't think anybody has a problem with the show, like Fight Club, for example. Fight Club has, like, a lot of very obvious, like, social themes in it. And if you did a movie about it, I think if you didn't have those, the movie wouldn't be the same thing. But the problem really, I think, is whenever you make a show and you attract fans of the previous work to the show, and you're like, hey, look at us, we're making this new show about the thing that you like, and then you change the thing they like. You see what I'm saying? But that push of your message doesn't make money. How would they get permission to do this? Well, I think it's that people just do it anyway. Like, I think that the people that are running it are so disconnected. They don't really understand what's going wrong. They think that it sounds like a good idea, and then it ends up not being a good idea. I think that's what usually happens. Which has a strong political message, it just isn't the same. Yeah, exactly. It got announced Witcher is postponed indefinitely. Season 4 is probably canceled. Is that really true? Let me see. Witcher postponed. Wow. Oh shit, I didn't even see this. What the fuck? The Witcher Season 4 is reportedly delayed owing to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike. That's obviously like the Something Actors Guild. I don't know what the first one is. It's basically the Actors Guild strike from star cast to release date. Here's everything we know about the Netflix show. So it's getting postponed. Holy shit. Was supposed to hit the screens in first quarter of 2025. Will get postponed owing to delay in production due to SAG-AFTRA strike. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it really just because of the strike? Is every show being postponed? I mean, maybe they are, but you know, like with such a turnover with like the main actor, yeah, it is. Okay, well, I mean, if it's every show, then I don't think this is really newsworthy, is it? Yeah, it's an insanely wide strike. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what ends up happening out of it. I don't really think that the executives are going to budge. I don't think so. The truth is that so long as people are funded, they'll definitely be able to, you know, continue striking. But as soon as these people run out of money, then they're going to have to go back to work or they're going to lose their job. They won't be able to eat. So, like, that's just how it is. I don't know what else, and it's like, it's not necessarily a great thing, but that's life, right? Who funds the strikers? Well, the idea is that you pay union dues, and then the union dues, you know, are partially to where it's like, that's kind of like insurance, right? You pay insurance, and then at the time where you need to actually do that, then the union uses those funds that you pay to pay for strikes, to pay for, you know, different types of representation and leadership too. You can donate as well. Yeah. The Rock donated 7 figures to the strike fund. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, right? Like like let's say you donate $5 million. How many people does that realistically help? And for how long? You see what I'm saying? Like, even $5 million, it goes away really quick. Like, it's insane. Like, whenever you actually look at, like, how much money it takes to pay for something really big with, like, let's say 1,000 people. Like, if you give 1,000 people $100, that's $100,000, right? You give 1,000 people $1,000, that's $1 million. And that's one time. How many times do people need $1,000? All the time. Especially in California. So yeah, you can read or watch more the Puro video on the strike. It'll be good if it goes for 90 days, and then they can terminate contracts. They accept donations of support. Most big-name actors fund it. Adam Conover is a good source of info. Yeah, I've watched a couple of his videos. I think I saw one about it. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio just donated $10 million a minute ago to help them just survive. Yeah, but people are going to stop doing that eventually, right? I mean, they're not just going to keep spending money. So, yeah, I mean, fuck. Thousands of actors in the union, so they're good with funds. Well, if thousands of actors are in the union, doesn't that mean that they're not good with funds? I mean, like, that's a lot of people you got to pay, right? I mean, we'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, there's a limit on people's generosity. Yeah, I mean, fuck. Studio will remember those actors and cancel them? I don't know. I don't think that the studio is going to take it that personally, right? In the same way that, like, I don't think that they don't personally dislike the writers. They just want to make money. Yeah, I don't think they really give a shit. 87% of actors make less than $26K a year. Yeah. It's not like there's a bunch of actors that we don't know about that are going to be able to donate millions of dollars, right? Like, everybody that we know that could donate a lot of money, like, well, the reason they can donate a lot of money is because everybody knows about them. So, it's hard to say. Most 1 year is the utmost limit they can hold out. The execs have more money. Well, it's also, like, eventually, I think that this is probably what's going to happen. And this is kind of like what happened with Reddit. And I think it's also what happened with COVID, is that, like, Reddit got shut down because the mods wanted to protest the changes that were made to the API. But after the protest happened for long enough, what ended up happening is that people just don't really give a fuck. And they care more about entertainment than they do about morality. So I think what's going to end up happening is that, yeah, the actors and all of these people, yeah, the strike, it's like people are going to originally be sympathetic towards it, but after a while, the sympathy is going to stop from the public. And then once the sympathy stops from the public, then you're going to have more people that are willing to go back to work. Because fundamentally, like, entertainment is a public relation. So if you have to have a good relationship with the public to sell them entertainment, because people have to like it on like a emotional level. This is different than, like, for example, Nike, right? Nobody has, like, everybody knows Nike's immoral, right? They have like shit made in third world countries. Who cares? Like, people just want a pair of shoes. But I think the difference is that with you know, like entertainment work, people judge morality more seriously. Like Amber Turd, right? Yeah, exactly. There you go. Neckbeards ruined it. Yeah, and so like it's the same thing that happened during COVID. As I remember, people were okay with everybody staying home and getting paid by the government. But whenever Taco Bell started closing early, well, you know, you got to work. That's just it. They care more about money than morality. Well, I think that like on an individual level, like the individual people, like, because I think it's about like a consumer sentiment, or not even really consumer sentiment, but like public sentiment. Public sentiment will eventually change. The fact it isn't directly in your face as well. Yeah, exactly. Taco Bell's in front of you. They're like gamers. As soon as the entertainment comes back, they'll forgive everything. Yeah, everyone deserves a livable wage. Yeah, but nobody cares about what somebody else deserves, though. Like, you might think that somebody deserves a livable wage, but to the extent that them deserving that livable wage is going to make you waste 5 seconds of your life, well, then probably not. So that's just what I think is going to happen. And I think that you're already seeing this a lot, where the writer's strike has gone on for a long time now. And I've been seeing a lot more tweets and posts and stuff like that being critical of it. Now, I'm curious, have you guys seen the same thing? Like, maybe it's just the people that I'm following. So, like, have you guys seen the same thing or not? I have. Yep, nope, only positive stuff. If you want to service that badly, pay for it. What the fuck? No? Okay, they were critical from the beginning. Okay, so it hasn't really been increased? Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I don't know. I might have just looked at a few tweets and they're just being sent to me more often. So that's why I'm not sure. That's why I asked you guys. It's hard to judge just in a vacuum, right? Critical support on the posts are bots and paid posts? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, I mean, if I was the studios, that's what I'd be doing. Sure. Look at the end of r/place Pixel Wars and you'll see that thousands still support the protest. Let me see that. Yeah, because I remember looking at this and I feel like there's no way. I feel like that's gotta be a, like, that's gotta be like a bot or something, right? I mean, because that was so fast. Well, I think this actually really does a great job at encapsulating the severity of people's feelings about the Reddit problems, right? Like, this is how much people care. Okay, it's gone. And so that's about it. If I was Reddit, I'll be honest, I would have just taken this part out. I would have taken it out and just been like, yeah, it didn't happen, guys. And just, like, pretended like it was some Mandela effect. And, like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, and just cut it early. Like, ah, yeah, guys, it's over. Too bad. It's just bots placing them? Yeah. Stalin? Yeah, exactly. I think that, like, that kind of stuff, it's like, especially whenever it's so obvious, is very good at getting people to just fucking accept the reality. You know? What sword? Yeah, exactly. Dark Souls, I saw this. Okay, so I guess it's time to talk about it. Dark Souls anime has been rumored to be coming to Netflix. Now, rumored to be coming means that somebody made this up. However, let's talk about it as if it's real. I will go into this with an open mind. And the reason why I will go into it with an open mind is because Castlevania was good. I thought Castlevania was good. I liked it. I watched all 4 seasons. And it seems like based off of the trailer, the new season is going to be pretty good too. So, yeah, obviously a lot of their live action stuff sucked. But the truth is that the Castlevania, Edgerunners, I didn't watch Edgerunners. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that. How do you make a series from Dark Souls, though? I don't know. I have no idea. Like, they could follow a specific character. I'm not really sure. What would I do? I'm trying to think about, like, how would I tell a story like Dark Souls? Copy Berserk? No, there's too much dialogue. There's too much cooperation in Berserk. No, I don't agree with that. Artorias story? Yeah, actually, yeah, I think that yeah, you're probably right. Like, maybe it would be a lot safer just to go with the Artorias story and just do that. The Gwen story, yeah, maybe it would be better, because, like, there's a part of me that, like, would kind of like it to be... like, it would be a... I don't know. Like, if they started the show in the same way that they start the game, and you never even know what the name of the character is, I think that would be really cool. But I think that's just, like, such a huge risk. Like, the chances of them being able to pull that off are, like, basically fucking zero. Elden Ring is more popular. I'm surprised they'd pick Dark Souls. Well, Dark Souls is more well-known, even though Elden Ring is more popular, because Dark Souls has been around for 10 years. Episode 10 needs to be about the concept of the Ashen One not truly dying. Yeah, it's just... a bunch of short stories and a Chosen Undead coming up last should be fine, no? Maybe. The Nameless King story? I think that could all be part of it, but I think that, like... I feel like whenever you take the lore of Dark Souls and then you apply it to actual storytelling, you lose the mythos that makes Dark Souls interesting and compelling. Like, the reason why it's so compelling and interesting is because it's told in a very fractured and esoteric way. So if you put all of that together and you just tell the story, it is an interesting story, and maybe the Artorias story could be good. I think that's probably the most compelling one. I think the Gwyn one, I don't think it would be as interesting. But, I don't know. It can be John Dark Souls for all I care. Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be like, it's not going to be like one story. Oh, so like each episode would be like doing something different? I don't know. I think there's like a lot of different ways that they could go with this. Main character should be like Goblin Slayer. I think it should go even farther than that. Yeah, I actually think it should go even farther than Goblin Slayer. I don't even think that they should hardly even speak. I'm trying to think like a character that would be like Goblin Slayer with no name and almost no voice lines. Link? Yeah. Like Conan? Kind of like Conan. Fist of the North Star? I mean, like, it would be cool, like, if there was, like, a number of different characters in the story, right? If you had, like, Siegward or whatever the fuck his name is of Katarina, you had Solaire of Astora, and a few of the other characters, and you kind of met these people along the way. But I just think that, like, whenever you do that, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like I haven't really seen a lot of movies that really... Siegmeyer? Yeah, there you go. Like Mad Max Fury Road protagonist, almost no dialogue. Yeah. Ryan Gosling and Drive? Kind of. The Mountain, Game of Thrones never spoke. Well, he did, but there was like... I mean, basically never. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what other people have to say. Dark Souls. So basically it's about a dude that massacres dying kingdoms because they were told so, and for some reason nobody is stronger than this best of the kingdom's knights. Not stronger, but with infinite respawns and retained memory. Yeah, I think that's... Like, the thing is that this is such an abstract concept that I think that... I feel like there's like 5 ways this could go, and it would be S tier. And then there's a number of other ways that it could go, and it would just be mid. I don't think it's going to be, like, awful. I just think it's either going to be, like, either incredible, amazing, or, like, below average to average. Yeah, D tier. Will you watch it? Absolutely. Like, absolutely. I don't care, like... I don't care about anything. I'm going to watch this. Absolutely. 100%.